I'm Dr. Amy Sapola, Director of Pharmacy with an F at the Chef's Garden. Today we're going to make some spinach artichoke dip, and this is a vegan spinach artichoke dip that actually contains a different type of artichoke. So we're going to use sunchokes or Jerusalem artichokes today, which are in the sunflower family, and they're a tuber that grows underground. They have a really nice, kind of almost nutty, sweet flavor. Jerusalem artichokes being high in fiber, really a nice substitute for potatoes when you're looking to maintain a healthy blood sugar balance. So in this recipe, I'm going to start with cast iron, and I have about a tablespoon of olive oil in here that I'll heat up on the stove. And then I'm going to add some onions as well as some garlic. And you'll notice I chopped the garlic ahead of time. I actually used a garlic press. And I usually will prepare it ahead of time, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, just to maximize the amount of allicin in the garlic, which is the compound that helps lower blood pressure potentially. All right, so we'll go ahead over to the stove. So I'm going to turn it to about a medium heat. And I'm going to go ahead and add the onions and the garlic. I'm just going to saute these till they're translucent. It will take about 5 minutes or so. Because of the nooks and crannies in the spinach, as well as our sandy, loamy soil that's so rich in minerals, it is really a good idea to rinse off the spinach first. Give it a good wash to make sure you don't have any of that beautiful soil hanging on. Farmer Lee loves to show this off, and I think it's so cool. When you listen to the sound of the root spinach, it really has such a nice texture, and you can really hear it squeak. I'm just trimming off the ends here. So you can see the pink in the stem shows the sugars in this spinach. And that's why these stems are so sweet and delicious. So again, I love to pull off the whole stem whenever you can, or just trim the very end and enjoy the entire plant. So I'm just going to rough chop the spinach now. Again, just to kind of fit it into the pan more easily. As your spinach cooks down, you can continue to add. So usually it takes about 2 to 3 additions to get about the right amount of spinach, which is approximately 5 ounces or so. All right, so our spinach, onions, and garlic are wilted down. We'll bring them over, and I'll just add in the Jerusalem artichokes or sunchokes now. This is about a cup or so of Jerusalem artichokes that I've added in, and I'm just going to mix them so they're evenly distributed. Spinach is so full of nutrients. It has iron, calcium, vitamin C, magnesium. There's so many vitamins and minerals in spinach, as well as fiber, of course, and phytonutrients. We're going to start making our sauce. And again, I mentioned this was vegan, so I've made a cashew cream. And this is just made by soaking 1 cup of cashews for a couple of hours until they get soft. And then putting 1 cup of water in with that 1 cup of cashews to a high-speed blender. And I let it go for a couple of minutes until it's really nice and smooth and creamy. So this is 1 cup of cashew cream. And cashew cream is good on everything. I put it in coffee. I'll use it just in cooking to substitute for regular cream quite often. Next, we're going to want to add about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And then this is 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, as well as lemon juice. And I'm just going to add a couple cracks of black pepper. And again, you can season this at the end as well to taste. And next, I'm just going to add this right into our spinach and artichokes. So I'm going to make sure, again, it's well mixed. And then I'm going to put it in the oven. I've preheated my oven to about 400 degrees. And we'll stick it in there for about 15 minutes. Oh, it looks so good. You can see it bubbling. It's cooked down a little bit, so it's thickened up. And that's really the key. And that's the time you want to pull it out. So you can see here, it's really nice and thick. You can dip crackers in it. You could also even take, if you have extra spinach, take it and put a little bit of the spinach artichoke dip in there and enjoy it just like that. Okay. So you definitely get the spinach flavor, which is really sweet and bright and what you would expect from a spinach, but even better. Then you also get the Jerusalem artichokes, which have that nutty sweetness and a little bit of a crunch, which is really nice. Sometimes I think of them almost similar to like a water chestnut texture. And then, of course, there's the creaminess from the cashew cream. It has that nutty flavor, but not overly nutty. It has the creamy richness of a cheese sauce. There's the garlic and onions in there, which are aromatics, which also have wonderful health benefits and just add to the flavor. Thank you for joining me at home today. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Chef's Garden, and you can find this recipe and many more on farmerjonesfarm.com.